Hello, we're going to do a gentle chair yoga class. And for this class, you'll want to have a sturdy chair like a dining room chair. You'll want to take your socks off and have a sticky yoga mat that helps your grip. So as you sit in the chair, make sure your feet reach the floor. If you're too far back and your feet are dangling, slide forward so your feet can be flat and you can sit up straight. If that's not comfortable for you right now, you can place a pillow behind your back for support. And we're going to start out with some relaxation breathing, then we'll do some gentle warm-ups in the chair, and then we'll stand behind the chair to work on a few standing poses before coming back to the chair for meditation. So to begin, softly close your eyes, lift your shoulders up, move them back, and release them down. Start to notice the natural flow of the breath just as it is. Feel where the inhale begins and ends, and where the exhale begins and ends. Notice the pause between the breaths. Get into the rhythm of the breath just as it is. This breath is amazing. It flows whether we think about it or not, and we have the ability to participate with the breath for even greater well-being. So at the end of your next inhale, stretch the breath out just a little bit longer. And at the end of the next exhale, just stretch it out a little bit longer. So we're focusing on the length, the slowness of the breath, not the depth. So as you gradually stretch out both the inhale and the exhale, still allow the pause between the breaths. If you feel like you're straining in any way, soften the effort. Use only what you need. Notice the movement of the abdomen, moving forward on the inhales and back in toward the body on the exhales. And keeping that slow, smooth breath, now let the exhales become a little bit longer. Still allowing the full, comfortable inhale. So as you exhale longer, you'll feel the abdominal muscles naturally activating and then releasing for the inhale. And after your next exhale, relax and gently open your eyes. And now bring awareness to your feet in contact with the floor. And on your slow inhale, lift just the toes, keeping the balls of the feet touching the floor. And it's okay if you peek down at your feet to see what's happening if it's hard to feel. Sometimes looking at the body part can help it move in a more smooth way. So on the inhales, we start lifting the toes. On the exhale, we start lowering and spreading, pinky toe to big toe. So if your toes are not listening to you and not spreading how you are guiding, that is just fine. Just imagine that your toes are spreading. Over time with the yoga practice, the toes and the feet get stronger, which helps with strength and balance. And next time the toes release, let go. Now we're going to move into a pelvic rock. Imagine your pelvis is a bowl, and we're going to gently rock back and forth over the bowl. On your slow exhale, round toward the tailbone, the spine comes along for the ride. On the inhale, shift toward the front of the pelvis, extending the spine and opening your heart. So this could be a very tiny weight shift, or maybe you melt further comfortably, Keep this very comfortable. We're lubricating the hips and the spine, no strain. This is a nice way to lubricate the spine if you have to sit for your job, to keep things loose. And then find that place between those 2 points, right over the center of the pelvis. And you'll find that when we're in this position, we're not slumping and we're not overarching. We're just in a neutral alignment with a small curve of the low back. And now on your inhale, lift the right arm up. Feel the shoulder head melt down. And either stay right there or place your left hand under the chair. And gently side bend, keeping the long posture, not collapsing. Let your soft breath flow into the right ribs. Sweep the arm down to help you back up. And then lift left arm up. Moving with the elbow bent like this is easier on the shoulder. And then let the shoulder head melt down. So if going this high isn't comfortable, less is fine, or even keeping it here is fine. And place the right hand under the chair and either stay here or keep your length and gently side bend. So we're not trying to push down to the floor, we're lengthening the spine and just melting open softly. And release. Very nice. So now we're going to come to standing. If getting out of a chair is challenging, slide forward in the chair, shift your nose over your toes, and then press into your heels to come all the way back up. Now I would like you to stand behind your chair, holding on for balance as needed. If you don't need to hold on, your arms can be at your side. For this first yoga pose, I'm going to face you to make it easier for you to see what's happening. This pose is called Tadasana, which means mountain pose. And if you think of a mountain, it's very sturdy and strong, and that's what we want our posture to be. So as you stand with your feet hip width apart, and I mean right here, not the pelvis, the hips, lift just the toes. Feel how when you lift just your toes, keeping the balls of the feet on the floor, it shifts you toward the heels. Keep that and engage the quadriceps. Engage abdominals and feel how you've already got more space between the hips and the vertebrae of the spine. Keeping this lengthened posture, just turn the palms forward without throwing the shoulders back. Keep that feeling of openness through the heart as you release the arms. Keep this activation as you lower and spread the toes. Now imagine you have 4 corners under the feet, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, root down equally through the 4 corners as you lengthen up. Feel how you're long and strong now. Now find a little bit of softness. All right, so in this position, you can either hold the chair or stay right where you are without holding on. Lift the left arm up. Feel the shoulder head melting down. Either stay where you are or gently side bend, keeping that lengthened posture, just softly breathing into the ribs, just like we did in sitting. Press into the feet, bring the arm down to hinge back up. And change sides, either coming up this way or however you get there. Let the shoulder head melt down and either stay there or gently side bend. If you feel like you're crunching or collapsing or it's painful, back up, keeping it long and stopping where your body is telling you. And sweep the arm back down. And now holding onto your sturdy chair, not pulling on it this way, but just having a light support pressing down. Imagine you have a chair behind you and you're going to sit back. It could be a high chair or a low chair. Your hands are there as a light support. Imagine you're gently stretching the yoga mat between the feet. And now press into your heels to hinge back up. And breathe. Now we're going to do a gentle calf stretch. Standing close to the chair, slide your right foot slightly back, just a little bit. So if you have a tight calf, you might only go back a very short amount, or maybe you go further. When you look down at your feet, often the back foot wants to turn out, but we want to keep it straight. So if the toes are turned out, Come forward a little bit and then bring your heel out toward the right. As you press into that heel, you'll feel the strength in the quads and the glutes. Add the abdominals, belly button toward the spine, and slightly bend the front knee. You might keep hands on the chair or bring hands to your heart, knowing that the chair is there whenever you need it. And release your hands. Step the leg forward. Now is a good time to do what we call a glute set, squeezing the buttock muscles together, pinch together, hold, and release. That relieves stiffness in the back and in the front of the hips. And now slide the other leg back, looking down at the foot, making sure it's straight ahead. Press into the heel, and you'll feel the stability in that leg when you root down through the heel. Feel the quads and the glutes automatically kicking in. Add the abdominals, front knee comfortably bent. And either hold on, only as much as you need. If just 2 fingers on the chair helps you, you can do that, or have both hands on, or hands to heart center. Let your gaze softly rest on a point. Soft breath. And hands back to the chair, step it forward and do the glute set. Now we're going to do warrior 2. So standing wide, with legs wide apart on your mat, hand on the chair. Root down and lengthen up like that Tadasana alignment, and turn your foot that's facing the chair 90 degrees out to the side. Bring the other heel out 15 degrees. So you're just bringing that heel out a little bit so the toes are coming in. Bend the front knee, either hand on hip or reaching out. If this is not comfortable, hand on the hip. Press into big toe and outer heel of the back foot. As you root down, feel your body lifting out of the pelvis. You can look straight ahead or forward over the front arm. Another option, you could raise this arm knowing the chair is there as needed. And release. And step it forward. And now we're going to change sides. So you can either turn around or, like me, move the chair to the other side. Stand with legs wide apart. Turn the foot that's closest to the chair open 90 degrees to face the chair. Back heel comes out 15 degrees and bend the knee. Now if your knee passes the ankle, shift it back or widen the stance. Press into big toe and outer heel of the back foot. Feel how pressing into both feet lifts you up out of the pelvis, sharing the wealth through the whole body. And either stay there or lift the back arm. You might face straight ahead or toward the front arm, either keeping the hand on the chair or reaching up, knowing the chair is there if you need it. Slow, soft breath here. And release. And step the legs together. That's the hardest part of the pose. Now we'll do a pose called tree pose. You're going to face your chair, but just so you can see what to do, I'll face you. So now standing in that Tadasana alignment, place your left heel against the shin or foot against the shin. Grounding and lengthening in that Tadasana alignment. So typically when we start doing these things, the hip wants to drop out to the side. You're going to draw it underneath you, rooting down and lengthening up. So again, either heel to shin or foot to shin, holding on. You can always lighten the pressure on the chair as you feel comfortable, or just keep holding on. And release. Now is a good time to do that glute set again. Squeeze the butt muscles together, and then spread the toes of the other foot, imagining the roots of a tree. This is called tree pose. The roots spread out like your toes, and then anchor down through that standing foot like the taproot of the tree as you lengthen up toward the sky. And then either place your heel or foot against the shin. If the knee wants to go more forward, that's fine, or out to the side. Rooting down, lengthening up. Soft breath. Let your gaze rest on a point. And release. You might do the glute set again. So now we'll move back to sitting on the chair, finishing with a short healing meditation. So make yourself comfortable as you sit in the chair for the meditation. You might want to shift back in the chair or I like to use a bed pillow. That's the whole length of the backrest of the chair that you can rest against if that's comfortable for you. And then softly close your eyes. So I'm going to take you through a meditation called the Healing Light Meditation. So as you rest here, imagine that your body is surrounded by a beautiful colored healing light. Imagine the color getting clearer and stronger, and whatever color comes to you is the color of healing for you right now. And now as you watch that healing colored light begins to flow into the crown of your head. And it's bathing all parts of your head, the brain, the sinuses, the ears, the eyes, moving down into the jaw and mouth. That colored healing light is flowing into the throat and neck. And now moving into the tops of the arms. That colored healing light is flowing into the shoulders, down through the upper arms, to the elbows, down through the forearms into the wrists and hands, all the way to the fingertips. That colored healing light is flowing in your body. And at the same time, that colored healing light is flowing into the chest and upper back, bathing every tissue, every cell, and every organ in that colored healing light. And as you watch, that light moves down through the mid-back into the abdomen, bathing every cell, every tissue and organ in that beautiful colored healing light. And as you watch, that light continues to flow down into the pelvis and the low back. Enjoying the benefits of that light, it's flowing down into the hips, down through the upper legs to the knees, down through the lower legs to the ankles and into the feet. All the way to the tips of the toes. That colored healing light just glows throughout your entire body. And now that your entire body is suffused with colored healing light, you notice the light concentrating in the areas that need it the most. And you can see that light becoming stronger and clearer in those areas, and you can feel the benefits of that colored healing light. Just enjoying the process, knowing that your body is always healing itself, and that you have the ability to strengthen this process, which is what's happening right now. Enjoying the light and the healing process. And now shifting away from the areas that need it the most, bring awareness back to your entire body filled with colored healing light. It's filling your body and also surrounding your body. Enjoying the beauty of that light. And now, knowing that the process will continue even when you are finished, start to shift awareness into this room, letting the image of the light disperse, even though the process is continuing. Feel the support beneath you, breathe in the air. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. And at the end of our yoga practice, we say a greeting to each other that means, my spirit honors your spirit. Namaste.